Hi, it's Dan from Bocain Designs, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to take a normal request a quote form and turn it into a conditional logic form using gravity forms specifically. So right now we have a request a quote form that asks your typical questions, so name, email, phone, address, and then it has some information about what do you want to quote on. So what can we help you with? In this case, this is for a web design company, so we have options like web design, website testing, hosting and management, security, performance, and then training and consulting. And then just an option for them to add additional information. And this form works fine, but sometimes when somebody selects one of these, it's nice to get a little bit more information. So hosting and management, they need it, but it's sometimes good to know, like, do they already have some, or is this a brand new website that needs to be hosted? And if they already have a website, what is the current website address, or who's your current manager or hosting? With security, it's nice to follow up. Has the site already been hacked, or is this just you want to secure it before something happens? Is it you want to secure the website or just put an SSL on it? Things like that. So we're going to add a few extra questions and use conditional logic to only show the ones that matter to the person filling out the form. That way they're not hit with all these different questions they don't need to see. Okay, so let's add a couple fields and then we'll add some logic to them. So let's add a paragraph block. Let's make it a little smaller. Give it a name of and we're going to make that a required field, but only for people who have selected security. So after you've added your field and you've set it up, go down to conditional logic, enable it, and then we're going to select the trigger for it. So in this case, the trigger comes from selecting website security. So that comes up from the what can we help you with. So if what can we help you with is set to WordPress security, do this. So it's going to show this field. So we can go ahead and close that. And here's a neat trick with gravity forms. We're going to use this concept for the next one, but it's not going to be for security, but we can still clone this field. So let's just click this and make a second version. Click on it, and then we're going to just change the conditional logic after we've redone this. So this one's going to be for hosting and management. Oop. Hold on. And some people might go and add a question with a yes, no radio button, and if they say yes, then ask for additional details. I'm trying to cut down on the number of total fields in here, so I think asking a question like this that's open-ended and we can make it not required, that way they don't have to share the details if there isn't anything to share. So we'll make it not required, and then we're going to go to conditional logic and change it from WordPress security to hosting and management. The next one we can add is a website field, and this is actually something we probably should ask regardless, but let's put it in here and ask it when people say certain things that means they have a website. So if they say they want a website tested, or they want hosting management or security or performance, they must have a website already for those to be services they're requesting. So what is your website URL? We'll make this required. Conditional logic, we're going to enable it. We're going to show this if what is your website is set to website testing. Let's add a few of these real quick and use keyboard shortcuts just to quickly get to what we want. And we're going to assume if you want WordPress consulting or training, you probably have that, have a website as well. And the other thing we want to do is show this field if all these are true, but no, we want to show it if any of these are true. So as soon as they select one of these, this field will show up. We're going to go ahead and click Save. Okay, we're just going to add a couple more of these, and then we'll go ahead and see how this looks on the front end. Let's clone this one and make one for if they've selected web design, and let's ask them what are so we'll ask them just to share a couple links to what they like, so that way we get an idea of what the client's looking for. One thing you might also do with this is consider the order they're in, because if they check a bunch of these boxes, that's the order they're going to show up in. So if there's a logical order to put them in, like asking for the website before asking if it's been flagged, just kind of makes sense. They tell you the website, then they tell you the issue. And then always have a way for them to add more at the end. Let's go ahead and click Save Changes, and we'll go ahead and create a page. Call it Request a Quote, and we'll just do a simple gravity form widget or block using the block builder. We'll turn off the description and title, click Publish, Publish, and then take a view at the page. So there's our form, client information, services information, and you can see once we check a box, it does ask for more. And if we check a few boxes, it'll add everything that it needs to add based on the inputs we're giving it. So, we're not going to work on the design of this, but this is a quick way to make a conditional based form in Gravity Forms. Another thing you might do with a breakdown like this is you could use the form page widget to put this on page 2. That way they give you this information first to click page 2, and page 2 can be a much longer form. That way if you're asking a lot of questions, you don't just have this landing page that's growing and growing, you'll see it gets very long. But yeah, hopefully this helps you learn how to use conditional logic with Gravity Forms.